Spoiler warning, if you have not seen the latest episode of Arrow, you may want to get up off this video because when these fingers disappear, you better be gone. Get out of here. So apparently, I mean, I know this is an understatement, but literally anybody could, just walk into, just break, not even break into, but just walk into the Arrow Cave. Seriously. I mean, like, I'm not a fan of Curtis finding out, that Oliver is the Green Arrow. I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm really not. And he's a likable character. He is, but he does not fit into that world at all. He doesn't. I just figured he fits. He's more fitting into the Flash. I mean, I would say he belongs on the Flash. He belongs in Central City. I mean, I can see Team Flash. All of them sitting around and goofing around, and he's look at him. He's so full of life. He's like a hunky dory dude or whatever. I mean, like he would fit right. He would fit perfectly in with Team Flash. I'm just saying. Yeah. So I thought to myself, when the Bug-Eyed Bandit turned out, she's the villain of the episode. I'm like, I mean, how the fuck are you gonna put a swarm of bees up against Green Arrow? That just sounds like a stupid idea. But as I watched the episode, all the bees formed into a guy, and like they all came together, and then they formed into this big giant I guess bee man as they called him. How many of you thought when he was nicknamed Bee Man? How many of you thought Harley Quinn? How many of you did you hear Harley Quinn's voice when that name was uttered? Like you just gave this thing Harley Quinn's nickname for Batman. That's the first thing that came to my mind when they said Bee Man. I'm like, you just stole Harley Quinn's nickname for Batman. But yeah, that makes more sense, for someone like Green Arrow to go up against like a villain like the Bug-Eyed Bandit. I mean, like all the bees swarm into one guy, give something Green Arrow to fight. So rather than for him to figure out, okay, let me just hit this bee with an arrow, hit this bee with an arrow, hit this bee with an arrow, or something. I figured he would have some kind of like electronic arrow where it shuts down like all the power, all the power around them, like the electricity and whatnot, and that would shut down the bees. That's what I would think, but not so much. And Oliver was in a very dangerous situation where like, okay, one bee got stung him, it's inside of him, and it's multiplying. How is he going to get out of that one? But how they handled that situation, how they resolved it. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I can dig it. But this episode was really cheesy. It wasn't a great episode to me. It really wasn't, and it seemed like everyone overacted. Especially the board members were overacted. Like when one of them was dying, the other was like, "Phil, are you okay? What's the matter?" Like, what? I couldn't help but laugh when he was just yelling out to his, to the other board member like, "Phil, Phil, Phil." I'm like, what? Really? And I told like, okay, don't judge me. I totally forgot, or I don't remember Diggle getting a code name. I mean, like, oh, so they call him Spartan. Okay. I don't remember that being mentioned in any episode before this one. I just don't remember it. And what else happened? I do like how I did like the humor, some of the humor in it, like where like when Oliver said the name, when Oliver made a Harry Potter reference when he said Voldemort. Everybody looked around like, I can't believe you know who Voldemort is. It's like, I've read the Harry Potter books. and then Diggle mentioned the movies, and then he was like, there were movies? Okay, there's a little bit of isolation there. Oh, and I gotta say, with when while Curtis was hacking into the bees or whatever, one of them got into the cave, and then is chasing him and Lance around, and he's like hopping over rails and shit, and he's backflipping over rails. I'm like. I will give this episode credit for its humor. I mean, like when Curtis jumped over the rail, he backflipped over the fucking rail. I'm like, if I could backflip over rails, just to, like I'll probably be, getting out. I'll probably be escaping from that bee as well, just like that. So I'm not hating on Curtis for doing that. It's just totally fucking random. I'm like, I didn't think. I thought you just know. I thought you were the smart, computer dude or whatever. I didn't think you were doing that. Oh man. uh, um. So I thought to myself when the bug-eyed bandit was she was after the chip that's helping Felicity walk. I'm like, holy shit, she's gonna. I mean, like she's gonna probably give that thing up, but turns out, that's not the case. She didn't, she didn't give up the chip. I mean, I think she gave her all the information she needed on how to make a chip of her own. And, I really thought she was gonna, put herself in the position to do that, and then I'm like, is this really gonna happen? I really hope it doesn't. But it turns out that's not the case. But, the only thing, I'm thinking to myself, the bee puns, though, I mean, I don't remember her making bee puns in The Flash. I'm like, okay. I mean, like, I guess we really got to know her a lot more in this episode of Arrow than we did on The Flash. I'm like, okay, the bee puns. They're just as bad as, they're almost as bad as the Damien Dark's one-liners or Mr. Freeze's one-liners in the Batman and Robin movie. All right, everyone, chill. Like, sorry, my, they have the bee heavy. I'm like, I mean, she sounded adorable every time she did a bee pun. I'm like, I just want to pinch her cheeks every time she does a bee pun. But the thing that got me in this episode was the ending, But before I get to the ending, Merlin visits Damien Dark, and he says, "Oh, Hive likes you right where you are. They don't give two bucks about you, so they're not. They're like doing their own thing. They're moving forward without Mr. Dark, and and it seems like Malcolm Merlin's running the head runner now. It seems, and then at the end." He's talking to somebody. He's like, okay, Damien Dark opened up to me, and he sit out, and then he ends up talking to Andy Diggle. So Diggle's working for Hive now. I'm like, wow. I mean, I knew I couldn't trust that motherfucker. I should have known. I think most of us picked on that. Like, Diggle, I don't think letting your brother out of his cage is a good idea. And from the looks of the next episode, it looks like that's gonna cost somebody their life. And holy shit. I don't know, like I can't even begin to think who's gonna be the one to be sacrificed because of this decision. I mean, help me out. I mean, who do you think is gonna be the unlucky one to go in the next episode? Because clearly someone dies in the next episode, and it's gonna be Andy Diggle's fault, and well, someone will say it's Malcolm Merlin's fault. So man, I can't begin to speculate. Who's gonna be the one to go. I really don't know, because it looks like anything can go wrong, and anyone can go. Like who do you think is going to die in the next episode? And who do you think is the one with the smoking gun? Let me know in the comment section. It's, hey, it's potentially Andy Diggle, but from the looks of the preview, anything can go wrong. I don't know. Who do you think is going to die? Who do you think is the one that's going to kill off this, the character? Who's going to be killed off, and who do you think is going to do it? I don't know. But back to this episode, it gets 3 chair spins out of 5. 1, 2, 3. Not that great. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it wasn't that great. I mean, it's some people would say the last week's episode was as bad as this one. Yeah, it was. I would say it was weak, but I wouldn't call it really bad per se. But looking back on it, I guess it is pretty bad. I guess so. And this one is pretty weak. I mean, I enjoyed the humor in this episode, but it does not fit Arrow. It just doesn't. And Curtis does not fit Arrow. He fits the Flash. I mean, he belongs in Flash's world, not in Green Arrow's world. He doesn't. I mean, the Flash will be giving him high fives in a heartbeat, like, yeah, dude, welcome to the team. Well, I mean, he's in that position like where he feels betrayed by Zoom, so he'll probably not be in that right state of mind to be happy, dancing in a garden of flowers and shit, like how Flash is, like how the Flash world is, where it's all happy and humor and everything and colors and stuff. So, but anyway. Yeah, but like I asked, who do you think is going to be killed off next week, and who do you think is going to be the one that do the killing? Who do you think is going to be the killer of that person? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section who you think it is. And if you enjoyed my review, thumb up this video. Make sure you click subscribe if you're new to the channel. Oh boy, this is it. I'm pretty nervous, for next week. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.